Hey guys, welcome back. So here we are in part 2 of the PS4 Squirt review. And I noticed in the last video that I might have said P4 for some things. Throughout this whole time I've meant PS4, the 2010 model, the new PS4 Squirt. If I ever happen to say P4 again or anything like that, it's just a slip of the tongue. I mean PS4 this whole time. So, I left off on the knife. Now I'm going to move to a tool directly opposite the knife, which is the scissors. And the scissors have some problems. Well, a major problem. Oh, let me adjust this tripod here. Get the scissors out for the wave. Okay. Now, one of the problems that people had, I've heard other people say about the PS4, is that the scissors aren't as big as the S4. That's not a particular problem for me. I know that you're going to have a space sacrifice when you're going to go from P4 or S4 to PS4. There's going to have to be some sacrifices. I mean, the size is not the problem for me. They're an adequate size for what I need to do. The problem I'm having is, you see that little bar there that the scissors that make the scissors recoil? That's the problem I'm having. Watch. Oh, there we go. And I actually had to put a little force behind it to do that, and I know what everybody's going to say. Well, if you're going to put force behind it, obviously it's going to do that. But the problem I had was, the first time I got this out of the box, I didn't put nearly any pressure on that at all, and that little bar jumped right over the scissors and locked them into place. And that's not right. It almost seems it's kind of cheap. It seems as though it's been getting better, like it was maybe bent out of place, or maybe I got a dud version or something. It seems as though it's getting better, but right out of the box, pretty disappointing, because every time I would push this down, that little bar would jump right over, and it would lock the scissors shut. And that's not good. But like I said, it has been getting better, but it just seems like they could have done a little bit better with that little flimsy bar that makes these scissors return. As for the wave, never had any problem with that. That bar is just great. These scissors are really big and really nice on this. So, little strike there for the PS4 Squirt, because, I mean, I guess if it fixes itself, it can redeem itself. But, oh, it did it again, and I didn't even put any pressure on there. See? It did it again. That little bar jumped over the scissors, locked them shut. That isn't good. So hopefully that fixes itself, but again, it just feels kind of cheap. Let's see, moving on now to, what is this? This is the Phillips Screwdriver. No, it's not. This is the flathead screwdriver and bottle opener. Now, unfortunately, despite all my props and all the good times I've had with these props, I don't have a pop-top bottle. You know, usually all we have at this house are these screw tops, and I don't actually have a pop topper, and I can't use any. I just don't have anything used for a pop top, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to show you the bottle opener. But it does have a bottle opener. It looks pretty nice. It looks pretty adequate. I believe they've improved it over the P4 version, which had it didn't have as much bite. People complained because they couldn't get a good grip, but it appears that they've actually made it a little deeper. But flathead I can definitely review. Oh, and to compare that bottle opener to the wave, it's much bigger on the wave. But oh well, bottle opening is not something that I need. No can opener though. There's no can opener on that. But I think it actually might be a little bit small to get a good can opener, maybe. But it's not a big deal for me. Anyway, what I'm moving on now is to the flathead screwdriver. There's actually two flathead screwdrivers on the wave. There is this big one, which is actually a little bit big for this. So I'm going to compare it to the bit driver on the wave. So flathead screwdriver. What I'm going to use for this is that Zippo again. Complaints on the flathead screwdriver. Not many, but if I had to make one, it might be a bit fat for some tasks. The blade on it might actually be a bit fat if you need a thinner, finer screwdriver. Like, if I compare it to the waves, the wave actually has a thinner screwdriver tip. So, again, whatever works for you. But you can see here, taking out this flint on this Zippo with this flathead screwdriver. It works just fine. I wouldn't really use this as a pry bar too much. I mean, maybe something very, very, very small, very light duty. Other than that, don't even use the wave as a pry bar. That's not what they're intended for. So, adequate on that. Obviously, the wave can do it as well. And I can tighten it. Opposite the flathead screwdriver is the Phillips. The Phillips is a little bit iffy. Now, when I first was looking at pictures of this, and even when I first got it, I was like, that's a flathead screwdriver, just a smaller one, but it's not. It's actually a flat-bladed Phillips screwdriver, and that seems like an oxymoron, and it actually works a little bit like an oxymoron, because with something like the Wave, that's a meaty Phillips screwdriver, and not for the torque I mean, it's not going to be a problem that you're not going to be able to put as much torque on this one. It's just the beefy ones actually fit into the Phillips head slots a lot better. And for this prop, I work on computers a lot, so I have a CD drive here, and I put a Phillips screwdriver in there, or a Phillips screw, and with the Wave, I can just come in, put that in there, and turn it, and I'll tighten it back up. But with this, because it's a flat-bladed Phillips screwdriver, what'll happen is, if I can get that paracord out of the way, it's really loose, and what that might lead to, I mean, I'm not turning the screw at all, but this is just how much it wiggles in that Phillips head slot. I'm not turning that screw at all, and it's wiggling this much. And that might lead to you actually, like, rounding off some of the insides of Phillips screwdrivers. I mean, it works, but there's a real lot of play that it gives you because it is flathead. So, this is another thing that's adequate. And I believe I have one tool left for my last prop here. Yes, I have the file. And let me get the file for the Wave out here. Show you guys. There we go. It's the same try file. Well, not exactly the same. The Wave has some diamond thing that you're never gonna ever need for small tasks like this. They have the same try file, 1, 2, 3 sides. It has the wood metal file and some. I don't know exactly what each purpose of these is, but there's a wood metal file, a nail file, and on the bottom there's some other file. So comparing these, what I have for this is this hank of paracord. It's made out of wood, and if I wanted to round off an edge, you can see those wood filings stuck in there. Switching over to the blown off so we don't get cross-contamination of the tests. Switching over to the PS4 squirt. You see the wood file there too. It works great. I mean, definitely good for fingers or if you want to do small work like that. So, all in all, picking back up my Wave because it fell on the floor. All in all, I definitely think it's a great keychain Leatherman. Of course, it's got the 25-year Leatherman warranty. I've heard nothing but good things with the Leatherman warranty. Just like the Zippo warranty, 25 years. It's got, this one has the aluminum scales on the side that I happen to get in glacier blue. There's blue, there's black, there's red. I don't know if there's gray. Lots of color choices. Great keychain multi-tool. A couple little quirks that I think they might be able to fix in maybe perhaps a second run, like the little thing with the scissors, and perhaps just a little bit better Phillips head driver. And definitely great. Leatherman has not let me down here, despite those two little, or those few little small things. Other than that, definitely if you're looking for something that isn't as big and bulky as this Wave, or your Charge, or whatever you have, even that's even smaller than the Juice, definitely think about the PS4 Squirt. So thanks for watching this actually quite long review, and you guys have a great day and go out there and get yourself the PS4 Squirt. Thank you.